Welcome inside the Khalifa International Bowling Center in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, for the Trios Medal Round at the 2015 World Bowling Women's Championships. I'm Lucas Wiseman, along with Shannon O'Keefe, as we watch our semifinals getting started. Korea versus the United States, and England against Singapore. Start off with Korea, off to a decent start there with a 6-pin for their left-hander. And the U.S.'s left-hander will be up next, Shannon Pluhowski. Bowling on the short pattern on both matches. The top seed gets to pick which pattern to bowl on. So Korea and Singapore got to pick the pattern, and both of them picked the short. And we'll flip back and forth between the two matches as we go along here. And England against Singapore. Singapore, Sherry Tan, Shayna Ung, and Nu Hui Fen. And for England, it's Danny Hopcroft, Jill Aylesbrook, and Lisa Jaunt. And we just saw a couple of these Singapore players bowl this morning in the singles event.
Yeah, they're a really, really good young team. I feel like they've been around forever, but when you ask them how old they are, they're like 22 years old.
Open frame for Pluhowski to start. And this is the way this works is it's a one-game match, so you're going to combine the three scores for each trios team to determine which team advances to the gold medal match. Shannon, what was the short pattern in Los Angeles like when you guys bowled on it yesterday?
I don't know if I am a wise person to ask. I really, really struggled. I struggled with just seeing the picture the right way, and then when I did, I'd get a string going and have a bad break and then try to fit it and then more bad shots. So it definitely felt like the further right, the better. Kind of right there where Kelly is. But then I watched some of these other teams and they're closer to 5, 6, 7. So.
And what kind of equipment have we seen people throw on this pattern?
Anything from urethane all the way up to their strongest pieces. So just a little bit of everything, just trying to get the ball to go through the pins the right way. It really doesn't seem challenging to get the ball to the pocket. It's a matter of getting the ball to go through the pins the right way to strike. See the replay there. That shot through the face, split. Liz Johnson steps up, pops a strike. She's been really solid.
Open frame for Korea in the first, so all even through one frame in that match between Korea and the U.S. And over here, Sherry Tan has just left the big four. Doubles tomorrow. We've got qualifying and medal round for the doubles event tomorrow here on Bowl TV. Then we go into the team event for a couple of days and wrap it up with the Masters. It's always tough to follow the action when you've got two matches going on at the same time.
It really is.
Makes it challenging to.
And you don't have like a bird's eye view sitting here. You're kind of behind everybody, so it makes it even harder to see.
Pluhowski trips out the 6 for the strike after the open in the first. So that match still tied. We've got Abu Dhabi Sports TV covering the tournament live, broadcasting it to the UAE.
Is that what you're tapping into?
Yep.
Is there a broadcast?
They let us tap into their feed.
It's pretty awesome. Gives everybody at home an idea of what's actually being played on TV here. It's pretty cool.
Great shot for Kim. Sun, Kim, and Baek are the three for Korea. Puhalski, Kulik, and Johnson for the U.S. You can see Kelly Kulik playing that outside line, throwing a, looks like a weaker ball.
Yeah, she's actually throwing a pitch black, which is Storm's urethane. Liz is using a skyrocket, which I still believe is a little bit weaker of a ball, but she's got quite a bit of surface on it to help slow it down a little bit. And Shannon, I'm not sure what she's throwing. Something stronger. So again, even on the U.S. team, you have people using urethane all the way to something really super strong.
Open frame for Lisa John as the second frame comes to a close, and that match is just about tied up.
Really
one
close.
pin difference.
Yep.
Singapore leading by just one pin. And then give you a look at the scoreboard. In this other matches, they give you a replay of Liz Johnson leaving a 10 pin. It's a good look there, but you see the 6 pin just wrap right around the 10.
Is it hard, Lucas, for you sometimes to sit here through these matches? Because, I mean, they really don't get really super exciting until the last couple frames. So just kind of plugging along here.
Exactly. It's just kind of settling in. And,
yeah.
You know, I would guess that a lot of the players are letting some of their nerves settle down, because
Sure.
I would guess that no matter how many times you've bowled in this situation before, there have to be some nerves.
Without question. And once you put your country's name on the back of your shirt, it just heightens those senses a little bit. Seems to be a little more pressure. Means a little more.
Back over to the Korea-U.S. match as their lefty comes up light. Just trying to help it in there for the strike.
It's so easy to do.
Kelly Kulik up now trying to put a double on the board. Give the U.S. a pair of doubles, and she does. Team USA just barely hanging on to make it into the medal round last night. Almost had 4 teams from the last squad make it in, with Sweden just barely missing in the end.
It was a really exciting finish last night. And I was bowling with Danielle and Stephanie, and we were out of wood, so we knew it. And so we actually found ourselves towards, the last couple of frames looking around quite a bit to see what was going on. We kept looking back at Rod and asking the situation for our girls that are now, bowling for this gold medal. So it was exciting. It was loud.
And Liz Johnson through the face, 4-6-7 split.
Filling frames over here, Team England.
Yep, still pretty close. Nuhoi Fen with a double. Singapore has the lead by a couple of pins still. As Lisa John steps up, goes through the face.
This just doesn't look comfortable. Not yet.
Open frame for Johnson. Pretty close game between Korea and the U.S. as well. Still early on. Had some pretty good scores on the short yesterday. Korea and Singapore both really liked it, I think. That's why they picked it.
It's really interesting, too, how every single day they put down the exact same pattern, how different it plays from day to day. You gather as much information as possible so you can make the best educated guesses as you start to see transition, but they're just different enough every day. And that's really kind of what separates the teams as they go throughout the week, the ones that can pick up on that information quicker and use it to their advantage.
Big double for Bake. Close out the third frame for Korea. And the U.S. and Korea pretty much tied. It's a 2-pin lead for Korea at this point. Sherry Tan looking for a double and gets it. Sherry Tan fresh off taking the silver medal in our singles medal round earlier. Plahowski leaves the 7. Maverick says, who's the girl commentator? That would be Shannon O'Keefe.
Oh, yes. Hi, Maverick.
See if Joe can finally get a strike on the board here, and comes up light, leaves the 2. So she's still plugging away here, making some spares. You can see that Lisa John missed that 3-6-10.
She did.
Close out the third.
Shayna gets right back on track after her 9 spare. Throws another strike up there.
Yeah, it looks like Singapore is going to be tough.
Yeah, they're going to pull away quick, it looks like.
England's got to find a way to start putting some strikes on the board, or they're going to find themselves in a big deficit.
Yes.
And over to Kim in the 4th, working on a spare. High flush.
Great shot.
Great frame for Singapore as they all strike, and that is a 3-bagger for New Hoi Fen, as they have got a pretty good game brewing early here against England. England just can't. Oh, I was going to say can't find a way to strike, and the 10-pin went really late.
You never know. Sometimes that's just what you need.
A little break there to
Yeah.
get some momentum going their way.
Maybe loosen up your arm swing a little bit. Sometimes that helps.
Seven pin. Good shot by Danny. Doesn't get the payoff for the double, though. She's having the best game of any of the bowlers for Team England.
She certainly looks the closest to being lined up.
A 42 pin advantage for Singapore. About 42 right now. It'll go to 44 when Sherry makes her spare. So we're closing in on the halfway point of this match. Here's Joe. 5th frame. Looks a little right. Oh, gets the 7 to fall at least. Leaves the 10. I think she'll be happy with that. Go over and see Shannon Pluhowski. 5th frame. Korea leading by 3 after 4 frames. A very tight match. As you can see the nice angle there, the replay of Pluhowski's shot as she leaves the 7-pin. Here is Sun for Korea, looking for a double. The lefty. Both teams in the lefty leadoff. She pitches that way left.
That was way left.
She'll probably be pretty happy to get it back to leave just the 10-pin. Oh, almost went in the gutter. It was about the 2-board.
Jeez. Shayna left a 4-pin over here. She made it.
England breathing a little sigh of relief because if Singapore's last 2 bowlers had struck there, they would really be building on the lead and putting their foot on the accelerator.
So here's Lisa trying to put together a double here.
Looks good. Nope. Checked up on her. Maybe a little break here. Not this time. Kelly Kulik.
That's a good shot.
It's another strike for New Hoi Fen. She now has 4 in a row leading the way, and Lisa John misses another spare open frame to close out the 5th. And the lead swells for Singapore. 67-pin lead for Singapore halfway through this game. Seven-pin for Kim, who's looking for a double. Doesn't look like it's too easy to string strikes out there right now, does it?
It really does not, which I think on top of that makes it harder. You know, you're bowling for medals here, and everybody wants that gold medal, and strikes don't seem to be coming easy, and it's very easy to start trying to make it strike, and that's when the bad things happen.
Does it surprise you, Shannon, that it's not a little bit more high scoring?
As right now, yes, it does actually. I thought there'd be a lot more strings going on. We see a double, and then a lot of 9 counts, and then every once in a while you see that split in there, and I think that's what happens. 9 counts sometimes in situations like this breed bad shots, which pay ultimate penalty for.
The only one who we've seen been able to string strikes is New Hoi Fen.
And she's, I believe, is throwing a pitch black, like 500 on it, maybe even more surface than that, playing right. And she's got a lot of hand. She's a great, great player. She just looks really comfortable.
Shayna Ung. Things are going great for Singapore. Not so good for England. Danny had that split for an open to lead off the 6th.
She was the only one that was, and that's challenging too as a player when you're the only one on your team that seems to be the closest one around the pocket, and then your teammates are struggling. Sometimes it, not on purpose, but puts a little bit of added pressure on you. You need to keep going.
Korea up by 5 on the U.S. here in this semifinal after 5 frames.
Still a lot of game to go.
New leaves the 10 to end her string of strikes, but a big lead still for Singapore. a look at Danielle McEwen and Stephanie Johnson. Watching their teammates bowl.
I think sitting here watching our teammates bowl, my hands are way sweatier than when I'm bowling myself.
You don't have the hand dryer on the ball return to keep it dry.
Or my rosin bag. Maybe I need to start bringing that with me.
Kim working on a spare. It's gone spare, strike, spare, strike, spare. So this is the lane where she has struck on the last 2 frames. Stays perfect on that right lane.
And that's the lane they're going to finish on. So.
And actually, Sun has struck every time on that lane as well. Big shot here for Kelly Kulik. We could have a lead change if Kelly strikes here. The U.S. can take the lead by a few pins, 4, I believe. She splits the 8-9, gets the double.
Great shot. I've never seen Kelly do that before.
It's very rare.
Yeah.
And starting the 7th frame here. Notice that
England has a team double.
Yes. So say Singapore only has 1 open as a team.
It's pretty impressive.
Where England has 4.
Sometimes that's all it takes, too, is just staying clean. That's the one thing that I've noticed a lot back in the States on the collegiate side, is that spares are the biggest difference in who's going to win a match. Not so much who's stringing the most strikes.
Here's Liz Johnson. Gets
Great shot. Excellent shot.
The U.S. will have the lead after 6 frames.
And is it Bake? Is that how you say her name? Bake?
Yep. See Liz just piping it right up the gutter.
Bake shooting at a 210 here. Definitely makeable, but not common. And she is left with an open.
Open frame, so it's 14, well, maybe a little more than that. 24 pin lead for now for Team USA after that open by Bake with 4 frames to go. Lowski with her first strike in 4 frames. Joe makes a spare. Still can't buy a strike out there. It's about 80-plus pin lead for Singapore. Midway through.
It's starting to wind down.
Frame.
Yeah.
There's a double for Sun as the Koreans pull to within 14.
And Kelly is working on a double, so.
Yep, chance for her to push that lead back to 24.
Yep.
The U.S. starting to put some strikes on the board. Kelly looking to continue the momentum. She looks very focused. And a 7 pin. Looked like she wasn't too happy with that shot off her hand.
Right.
You can see Elisa's left a washout.
Yeah, that's such a frustrating moment where you finally strike and then you leave a super washout.
She made it.
She did make it.
Good conversion.
That was awesome.
Still a big lead for Singapore. Be 81 pins the lead for, sorry, 82 pins will be the lead for Singapore if New makes the spare here. Kelly made her spare. Looking at about about a 13-pin lead for Team USA at this point.
Danny throws up another double over here for England.
And Liz Johnson looking for a double for the U.S. She stuffs it in there but leaves the 4. Bake trying to rebound after that 210 split last frame. High flush gets the strike. The U.S. went from looking like they were going to start to build a little momentum to it just kind of comes to a screeching halt just like that. It's still very close game here. Score up for you. 5-pin lead for Team USA is what it looks like, with 3 frames to go. Singapore still up by about 70.
Joe's still searching for that strike.
Making the spares, though.
She certainly is.
Still shoot 210 if she can find a way to throw some strikes at the end of this game. Big shot. Sun gets the strike for 3 in a row to take the lead back for Korea. Back and forth in this one. Very close match.
Shayna missed it. 7
Shayna
pin.
Ung missing the single pin. Makes things a little bit closer. It's now the lead is in the 60s for Singapore. This has been the good lane for Kim. 3 for 3 on this right lane. Let's see if she can get another one. Rings the 10.
Little light 5 pin.
Yeah, for New Hoi Fen, the other match.
Very impressed with your pronunciation.
Thank you very much.
Of all these names. Oh.
Stone cold 8-pin for Kelly Kulik in the ace. It's about a 5-pin lead for Korea. Halfway through the 8th frame. Kind of stick with this U.S.-Korea match most of the rest of the way since it's much closer. If the England-Singapore match gets closer, we'll let you know. Take you over one more look here. Danny's got a double, turns it into a triple, trying to keep England in it. Yeah, they're trying. double extends the lead for Korea to 15. Trips out that 4. Liz Johnson got a handful of that one.
That was good.
Gets the strike. England honestly needs to strike the rest of the way to have a chance to come back here.
Oh.
Just can't get the ball to go through the pins the right way.
Great, and wrapped a 10.
Sherry with a baby split, trying to give England a little hope if she misses this. And she does, so an open frame for Singapore. Looking a little shaky down the stretch. Yep. Here's Shannon Plahowski.
What they needed. Set up the 10th frame with strikes in the 9th, and it's going to be very, very exciting in the 10th frame.
About 50 pins, the advantage for Singapore now. And Shayna fresh off an open frame in the 8th. Just had another big strike for Sun in the 9th frame for Korea. Here's a look at it on the replay. And that is her 4th consecutive strike. The lead expands for the Koreans. Lisa John with a strike. Close out the 9th frame for England.
Kelly looking to set it up, and she does.
See if Kim can put a strike on the board here, working on a spare. And she does. Korea's not going anywhere.
Nope.
They're maintaining that lead, as you would expect, as we've seen over the years from them. Liz Johnson looking for a double. Big shot here for Team USA. Gets the double. Keeps them in it here. Heading into the 10th. Big frame for Nu Hui Fen. Gets the strike. 1 frame to go in this match as well. It's a 40-pin lead for Singapore. Big shot. Goes high. It's a big break for the U.S.
It is a big break.
She leaves the baby split on the double. Keep things a little bit closer. And a huge shot coming up over here in this England match for Danny. Almost have to have it here. Goes high. 3-6-10. Open frame for Korea. Makes things very interesting with just a frame to go. Looks like it's basically even. Korea leading by 1.
That's crazy.
Going into the 10th.
Still an entire game, and it comes down to 1 frame and a pin apart.
And Danny missed the spare in the 10th, so that's going to just about do it for England. They're going to lose to Singapore, it looks like, as Shannon Plahowski leaves the 7 pin. Look at this ball go through the pins and just whips that 4 right around the 7. This is a big shot here for Korea. They lead by a pin, push it to 11 with their lefty. First shot in the 10th. Pretty good pitch.
Great shot.
5 in a row for Sun. So Singapore is going to advance, it looks like. Not quite over yet, but that's the trend. Korea has built now an 11-pin lead on Team USA. It was important for Sun to put some strikes on the board here in the 10th for Korea because their anchor bowler has an open.
Yep.
And Liz Johnson has a
double.
for
Yep.
Team USA. So they need to maximize this leadoff position. That's exactly what they do, and now the lead is 21 pins. What a frame here for Korea, for their leadoff bowler who's going to get to 250. Shannon Blahowski strikes on the fill. You can see the scoreboard over here. Not pretty for England. Needed to have a big 10th frame. Just unable to get it done. Joe finally gets a strike on the fill. Clean game, 188 for her.
That's how it always works, isn't it?
And there's a split on the fill for Sun. She shoots 248. And it is a 19-pin lead for Korea here in the 10th with 2 bowlers to go. Kulik with the 10-pin needed that hit right there. And the U.S. is in some trouble. Shannon Blahowski looking at the numbers, and she knows it. If Kim Jin-sun can strike here, Korea will go up by 29. Big shot, 10th frame. Korea looking to advance to the gold medal match. Comes up light, leaves the bucket. Count doesn't hurt her, but
that's not a give me spare.
It's not a spare you want to shoot in this situation.
No way.
Lisa John got a double in the 10th. England's going to be at 571 with a strike on the fill. Singapore has already surpassed that. But a very low scoring.
Yeah.
Very low scoring match.
Really thought the way that Singapore came out that they were going to shoot lights out, and they just slowed down in the middle of that match.
Still had enough to survive and advance. Let's see if Kim can convert this challenging bucket. Textbook.
Perfect.
Right down the middle. Gets them all and maintains that lead. Still a 19-pin lead for Korea. The 8 makes it 21. Going to come down to the final frame. As you can see, Liz, Shannon, and Kelly trying to do the math, figure out what they need. I can tell you the maximum score for Korea is 637. And the U.S. can max at 626, I believe. So basically, must-strike situation here for Liz Johnson.
Needs them all. I'm nervous.
Gotta have it. She's working on a double. Big frame here for the U.S. Liz Johnson gets the hit to carry.
Is it okay for me to say yes? Sorry.
I don't think I could stop you.
Okay. I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody.
It's a big hit there, and the U.S. narrows the gap. Basically, Bake needs to fill 20 here for the shutout. Strike here makes it a little bit easier. Looks right, comes back with a lot of force and strikes. And she'll just need any kind of mark. That would give Korea 627. And the U.S. can only get to 626, but Liz Johnson needs a strike here to put any pressure on Korea. She gets it, so the pressure's still on. If Bake strikes, Korea wins. If she does not, she'll have some work to do. Strike to get in the gold medal match for Korea.
Oh,
fell off the shot a little bit, goes high, leaves the 4. I think she's very happy. That is all she left. Liz Johnson can strike here, and that would force Bake to make it. She must strike on this shot. Liz does. So that's going to force Bake to make the spare to win by a pin.
Ugh.
One pin is how it comes down at the end of a trios match. It's amazing how close it gets. Has to make it, or we're tied and have a roll-off. And it was a little bit left, but she holds on to make it, and she can't believe it. I mean, look at this ball sailing left and just catches a piece of the 4-pin. What a dramatic finish here to the semifinals as Korea defeats the U.S. 627 to 626. And Singapore defeats England 625 to 567.
Look at that. 625, 626, and 627.
Wow, really close. And Korea has just enough at the end. Look at the smile on the Korean coach's face. He's happy to escape with that win. We'll be back with our gold medal match in about 10 to 15 minutes here live on Bowl TV. So stand by, and we'll be back with you in just a bit. Korea versus Singapore coming up.
Korean team, being the leading qualifier, decided to choose short pattern, so the lane maintenance crew will put that on the final pair. Okay, they guessed right. They already had short on the final pair. So we will start the warm-up as soon as we can get the fixtures running. Wait a minute, Rick. We'll start to warm up in about a minute or so. Korean manager, will you please come to the lane? Rick, practice mode, please. warm-up time is over. And we're getting ready to start the finals for trio. From Korea, we have Baek Seung-ya, Son Kye-rin, and Kim Yin-sun. And for Singapore, Jerry Tan, China Ng, and Nu Huy Ben. And Korea has chosen to start with the right lane. Ladies, you can go.
All right, our championship match in the trios event ready to get started. Korea versus Singapore on the short pattern. I'm Lucas Wiseman along with Shannon O'Keefe.
Hello.
And for Korea, it's Sun, Kim, and Baek. And for Singapore, Tan, Ng, and Nu. As we get started. Same format as earlier. It's one game. And we'll see what happens. Both teams shooting almost identical scores in the semifinals, in the 620s. I have a feeling, Shannon, the scores might be a little higher this time.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. They've had a game under their belts to get it figured out. And I think that...
Way to go, Lucas.
I think we could have some good scores, but after the first frame.
Okay. They're still on the short pattern. They're just on a different pair. So it's fresh again.
And this pair has actually been sitting for a little while because it was oiled at the same time that they oiled the lanes for the semifinals. The lane crew did a good job predicting which pattern they were going to use. They had a 50-50 chance.
Yep.
But Korea, as the top seed, picked the short again. Look at this. And the Koreans get super excited as that 7-pin goes to lead off this match. Wilson says, Lucas, can you let Shannon talk more, please? They must like your voice more than mine.
Well, I mean, clearly.
Just turn my volume off and let it become the Shafani show. Bring in Stephanie.
Hey, we can make that happen. You guys got a chance to look at all the Shafani fans around the world.
That's right. You can go to Shannon O'Keefe's fan page on Facebook and see that video.
It was fun.
It's cute. Kim? Look at the ball just coast right in there.
It's perfect. It's like a magnet to the pocket.
Pretty much. The ball just kind of floats down the lane and right like a funnel right into the pocket. It's perfect. Shayna Ng for the strike. Jazriel Tan, we had her in as our guest commentator this morning for the singles, and she said that they haven't won that many gold medals. They've got a lot of medals in the World Championships, but not that many golds.
Really?
So, yeah, she said that this would be a big day for them. Oh, look at this. Kelly says she loves the Shafani show. Well, perfect start for Korea. As they lead off with all strikes in the first frame. Messenger coming across takes out the 10. I told you the scores are going to go up a little bit here. With the exception of that one shot by Sherry Tan, everybody else is perfect. Great Messenger coming across the deck for Nu Huy Ben.
It's fun to see him dance across the deck like that. Mine don't do that.
You have your fair share.
Yeah, right.
They show you one scoreboard on Abu Dhabi TV, but we show you both in the corner. As Sun Hai-rin steps up, looking to continue the perfect start for the Koreans.
Ooh, light shaker 10.
She shot 248 in the first match to help carry them past Team USA by 1 pin. Sherry Tan with a strike. Appreciate everybody joining us today on Bowl TV. We will have live coverage of the doubles event tomorrow. Doubles qualifying, followed by the doubles medal round in the evening here in Abu Dhabi. And then Friday, first 3 games of team. Saturday, the final 3 games of team, followed by the medal round. And then Sunday, we wrap it up with the Masters. Shayna Ung, good shot.
Great shot.
Using that urethane equipment to pick up the big strike. Kelly Taylor asking in the chat, does anybody know the doubles pairings for Team USA? Do you know that yet?
We do not.
I think the coaches have until the end of the day today to turn that in, so it has not been submitted yet. Ring 10 for New Hoi Fen. It's been a good start to this match for Singapore. Kim asking in the chat, wondering why none of the Koreans bowl the Queens, the U.S. Open, or PWBA. And the Koreans tend to focus on the World Championships, the Asian Games, Asian Championships, and not much else.
The other thing that most people don't know about them is they all live together. They train together 8 hours a day. It is their job. A few years ago at a World Championships, I was talking with one of the coaches, and he told me that they're not even allowed to chew gum in practice, and they practice for 8 hours a day. So it's very workmanlike, which explains why they're so good.
Yeah, it's their full-time jobs. It's their life.
They live away from their families. They only get to see them a couple times a year from what he told me a few years ago, and it was very fascinating. Something maybe I would have been interested in doing when I was younger before I was married, but life happens.
New missed that 10 pin a moment ago, as we are now through 2 frames. .23 pin lead for Korea. Got kind of quiet in here, didn't it?
Yeah. I started looking around wondering why.
Yeah. Sherry Tan looking for the double. Comes up white. Interesting how the lefties are in the leadoff spot for all the teams.
Right.
It seems like you have Sun and Tan in this match are the leadoff lefties. Spilhowski led off for Team USA.
She broke up what could have been a little bit of a disaster right there.
Yeah, gets the strike and the third strike spur strike for Sun. I was hoping for a higher scoring match, but it seems to be kind of going back into the same theme that we saw earlier.
Yep.
Just kind of grinding it out as Sherry Tan misses a makeable. Second missed makeable for Singapore early on here.
You know, it's the tough part with urethane. This is a longer short pattern and a little bit of a higher volume. And so even though urethane may look good on the fresh, as soon as the pattern and lane starts to carry down, it doesn't look as good. It goes away really quick. which is, I think, why Singapore got off to such a huge start against England, and then they kind of fizzled out towards the end of the game. The bowling balls they were using started to not look so good.
Shayna with the front three. She's carrying the team right now. And Baek Sung-ya will try to go front three as well. Koreans are clean so far. Singapore 3 opens. And we haven't even bowled 3 full frames yet. A little high. Wow. Gets the 9 to go for the strike.
Looked a little left off her hand, but it worked. It just kind of laid there right at the end.
Yu Hui Fen rebounds after the missed 10 pin to close out the 3rd frame. .35-pin lead for Korea. Seems like our lefties always slow down the pace at the top of each frame. Taking their time.
That wasn't my phone.
Somebody's cell phone going off.
My phone's been on airplane mode for a week.
Doing that little chime. So quiet in here, you can hear just about anything. Sheraton.
Great shot. She went from her haywire to her urethane.
Went to the urethane and grabbed a handful of it. And
yeah, looked
got
good.
The strike. These games go by pretty fast. Not a lot of time to wait around for it to come to you.
Right.
Sometimes you have to go out there and find it.
Sometimes you have to be bold and be brave and make those decisions and just hope it works. What do they say? Bigger the risk, bigger the reward.
See if Shayna can continue the string here, working on the front 3. Needs to hook. Looks like she missed it at the bottom or something. Or maybe got
it a little in,
yeah,
and that's urethane.
She leaves 2-4-5. Mervyn Fu not so happy with that one.
What?
You can see Mervin's face.
Oh.
Good shot. Light mixer of carries. Double on the board for Kim Jin-sun. Spare's good. I think Singapore is going to start to get a little bit concerned pretty quickly here if Korea continues to string strikes. Baek Sung-ya, the front 3. She can increase the lead for the Koreans with another strike. Perfect.
It was perfect.
Korea off to a great start. No opens through 4 frames. Singapore with 3 opens already. There's a strike for a double. Close out the 4th. 48-pin lead for Korea after 4. And really, it sounds like a lot, but it's not.
It's really
it's
not in a
that
trios
much in a
match.
Trios. Yeah, that would it's the equivalent of maybe a 15-pin lead in,
right.
in a singles match. Sun has struck both times on this right lane. That's way left.
Holy cow.
Wow, and it came back to strike.
And struck. Not
Man.
just came back and struck.
We saw her do that in the last match as well.
Wow.
In one shot. Look how far left this ball is.
She's not like it. She is like on her tiptoes trying to peel it off the court. Oh, her teammates
are can't believe it either.
Oh.
Sherry Tan puts a double on the board. That'll cut it to 38. Make sure you share the link to the live stream on your Facebook and Twitter to get more bowling fans tuned in to watch this morning here, this afternoon here in Abu Dhabi, just after the noon hour. Kim Jin-sun, 5th frame, working on a double, getting ready to bowl. And I'm sure the Abu Dhabi Sports TV people will realize that momentarily. As they keep showing Shayna. There we go.
And she struck.
Another strike. I don't think they realized that she was
pretty
up.
Funny.
And now Shayna working on a spare.
She got that left again,
Yep,
and
2,
it
4,
just
5.
laid there.
Same result.
Yep.
Can't miss left throwing your thing.
No.
You don't want to get in the oil and never hooked. Wow. Ball snaps right through the pins for a strike. Front 5 for Baek Sung-ya.
It's got to feel good after she struggled through the first match against the U.S. to be able to come out and be really strong for her team here.
The lead has gotten pretty big for Korea. I'll tell you right after New closes out the 5th frame here. But the Koreans starting to string strikes and putting up a big game through 5. Something's going on over there with Singapore. Maybe just having a little chat.
Could be.
Big shot here. New working on a double.
Wow.
Turns it into a triple to close
really
out
good
the
shot.
5th.
Looked a little right, but there's enough friction right there on the gutter that it just peels off of it, and then it lays there because it's urethane.
And
Urethane likes friction.
It's a 51 pin lead for Korea halfway through this game. The 2 doubles for Singapore have helped to keep them in it. And they need to keep those strikes coming, starting right here with Sherry Tan. 1-game match to determine the gold medal winner here in the trios event at the World Championships. That one cuts high, leaves the 6-10. Sun Hai-rin trying to really take advantage of the opportunity to extend the lead here with a double. Has not struck on this lane. And can't say that anymore.
Nope.
She gets the double and pushes the lead to 63.
Still doesn't seem like a lot. However, you look at the scoreboard, and every girl on this Korean team has a minimum of a double.
Yep. Starts adding up quick.
It really does.
And as you continue to add to those strikes, it just adds more and more to that lead every time. Push the lead to 73. No. Leaves a 7-pin. Not a terrible shot.
Changed balls.
Almost 7-10.
Yeah, I don't know what she switched to, but
The wide look inside the Khalifa International Bowling Center here in Abu Dhabi. As Baek Sung-ya steps up with the front 5. That one cuts through the head pin, leaves the 3-6-10. Caught a mittful of that one, didn't she? And leaves
she really
the 10
did.
pin. She ripped through it. And all of Singapore's strings of strikes come to an end in the 6th. And Korea now just with one player working on a double. Big spare. Korea's been clean so far. Can they keep it that way? Yep. Been a big difference in the match so far. Korea staying clean and Singapore with 3 opens. That's 30+ pins right there.
Yep.
Almost missed it again.
So instead of being a 50-pin match, it would only be a 20-pin match.
Right.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, it's 61 right now for Korea with 4 frames to go. And scoring pace has slowed down once again a little bit here after looking like it was going to heat up for a while. So quiet in here. Sherry Tan goes high. Shannon, when you're bowling in a situation like this and it's so quiet, do you realize how quiet it is, or are you so focused on what you're doing you don't even think about it?
I don't think I've ever noticed it being so quiet. I think I notice it more back here because I don't want to be the one to make the noise.
Right. Yeah, you really, I think you should probably only notice it when somebody makes a noise.
Yeah,
to be distracting.
exactly. You know, like somebody's text tone,
cell phone,
the whistle.
Yeah. Another strike for Sun Hairin. 3 in a row as she extends the lead for Korea to 74. No gimme spare here for Sherry Tan.
Most
misses
certainly
it.
not. Yeah.
Another open. It's open number 4 for Korea, number 3 for Sherry Tan. Sorry, for Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
So now the lead is in the 80s for Korea. It's amazing how it just adds up, especially when you have a player who extends a string of strikes and a player who opens on the other side. Yeah. 3-6-9-10. Certainly
One of the least favorite spares of most bowlers, I would think.
It's very difficult. The most difficult non-split in bowling, I think. And it just seems like, Shannon, that, you know, we expected the scores to be pretty high, but they seem to hit this transition or something where it's just, it happened in the last game too.
It's definitely a transition for sure. You can see it. You can see the way that the balls start to not go through the pins quite as well as when it started, and it's really going to boil down to what I said earlier with gathering the information throughout the week and staying on top of the moves. That's going to give the team kind of the advantage, I would think, the ones that can make the moves quicker.
And you guys will be bowling on this pattern in the doubles event tomorrow.
Right.
And you only saw it for 3 games yesterday.
Mm.
Usually you bowl in this tournament singles, then doubles.
Right. It's very different. We usually bowl singles on one of the patterns and then doubles on the other pattern, and then the trios half and half. So to have trios come first was very different than what we're used to. I almost feel like going back and bowling doubles, we're rewinding the tournament. It's a really strange feeling.
Yeah, it'll be a strange feeling tomorrow for the doubles event as New can't get the 7 out. This is starting to slip away from Singapore. Someone asking who's commentating, Lucas Wiseman, along with Shannon O'Keefe.
Hello.
So we've got 3 frames to go in our trios event. You can see that Shayna Ung looks a little concerned in the background there.
I would most certainly be concerned if I was on her team at this point. It's not looking good with 3 frames to go.
It's an 83-pin lead for Korea.
And Korea has 2 strikes on the board and in the 7th, and Singapore has an open and 2 spares.
Yep.
So kind of a dire situation here for Singapore. They've really got to find a way to throw a couple doubles on the board and get them kind of pushed to the 10th frame here.
Yeah, if the Koreans step up and go strike, 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 their lead is in the triple digits, and there's nothing that Singapore can do about it.
No,
because they have no chance to cut into the lead.
Correct.
All they can do is try to set it up for the next frame.
Right.
Strike for Sherry Tan. Like I said, all they can do is throw some strikes here in the 8th and hope to build on it in the 9th. And really hope that Korea has a frame of all spares.
Yeah.
Probably the best case scenario for Singapore at this point.
Which I don't think they've had a frame like that yet this game. So
yeah, they've been
probably
striking
not
quite
going
a
to
bit.
happen.
Another strike, big one. Pushes the lead to 93. Good shot. Messenger does not take out the 10, though. Shannon looking a little frustrated after that shot.
Yeah, she started off great. Started off with triple and then just kind of lost it here.
Well, it's the nightmare scenario shaping up for Singapore here in the 8th frame. It's exactly what they did not want to see happen.
You know, there's not a lot of teams in the building and watching, and I actually kind of feel like it's a little bit of a disadvantage for teams going into tomorrow to not be here watching this final. I mean, I can tell you as a player, I'm gathering a ton of information watching these teams bowl back-to-back matches, not only for what's working, but what it's almost like it tricks you into thinking that it's good ball reaction, and then halfway through a game it's not, and then you're kind of stuck. And so hopefully me and my teammates being here, being able to gather all this information will help us tomorrow.
Great shot. Another strike. Double for Bake.
Pretty impressive.
And Korea now leads by triple digits. Up by more than 100. We kind of outlined what the best case scenario would be for Korea in this frame and what the best case scenario would be for Singapore, and it went in Korea's favor. It was all Korea. And they really have set themselves up to take this gold medal in the next couple of frames. And quite honestly, if they could throw some more strikes in the 9th, it should be a pretty easy 10th frame for them.
Yep. As a player on the winning team, that's the scenario you want.
You don't want it to be close, do you?
No way.
Like to win by 100.
Yeah, win by 100. It's a lot of fun that way. Coming down to just a few pins, that's not fun. I mean, it's fun, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I hear you. 105 pin lead for the Koreans. 2 frames to go and working on strings of strikes. And because Singapore only had 1 strike last frame, they don't have much opportunity again to cut into the lead unless they get some help from Korea.
I don't see it happening, Lucas. They are an incredible team.
Great shot again. She's been stellar today.
Yep.
Had the 248 in the first game and now can strike out for 260 in this game.
It's awesome.
She has really carried the team. Well, Singapore takes advantage of their only player working on a strike, and that keeps it at 105. It's the lead for Korea. Right.
Wow.
Wash out.
They can miss the pocket.
Yes, but you know, the good news for Korea is that was their 1 player who was only working on 1 strike.
Right.
So it doesn't end the string.
Exactly.
So if you wanted to have 1 player miss, it would be her.
that one, right? Exactly.
But you certainly don't want to see an open.
In a situation like that, I'm just gonna say how impressive the Korean team is, because obviously, if you make a bad enough shot, you can miss the pocket, and they haven't missed the pocket very much as an entire team.
That's
so
correct. Yeah.
It just shows you how good they are, and their repeatability is just impressive.
Open frame. It's the first open of the match for Korea. It's pretty impressive to get to the 9th frame in the trios with only 1 open. And it does close the gap a little bit here. Singapore with a couple of strikes to start off this 9th, and now New Hui Fan with a 10 pin. They really would have liked to have had that one if they were going to mount the big comeback, but if Bake strikes here, they're going to be in great shape with a big lead going into the 10th. Looks good. The ball she's just seeing the lane great right now, and the ball's just reading perfect. And
she's the 1 player who's playing left on a shorter pattern.
Yeah.
I don't know what ball she's using. It would be interesting to take a peek and see what it is, but to see that that's working and how good of a ball reaction she has doing it, again, advantage for players that are here watching to see that there's multiple ways to attack this pattern and still be successful.
And a little bit of a lack of focus there for New Hui Fen as she misses the 10-pin.
It's tough at that point. You're down by over 100. It's tough to stay focused, I would think.
125-pin lead for Korea going into this 10th frame. Wilson says, I hope Shannon does more commentary later in the week, and I would tell you that Shannon hopes that she does not do more commentary because she wants to be bowling.
I want to be bowling.
So 125 pins is the lead for Korea. And that is a spectacular lead going into the 10th.
It's kind of a coasting type lead.
Sherry Tam was trying to keep him honest, but leaves the 7. And it looks like Korea is going to take the first 2 gold medals of these championships. Not a huge surprise, to be honest.
Anytime that we're preparing for this World Championships, we always know that Korea is going to be the team that's going to be the one to beat.
Make sure you check out bowl.com when we're done for the excellent article written by Matthew Cannizzaro. We're having a full recap on the singles and the trios coming up on bowl.com a few hours after we're done. Just kind of going through the motions here to close out this trios gold medal match. Korea still up by 120, just 2 bowlers to go. Well, we always hope for a little drama on Bowl TV. We didn't get it today, did we?
Nope. Well, we did the first match.
The first match, yes, but not for the gold medal.
No, not so much.
Kind of a blowout win for the Koreans, and Singapore settles for the silver medal again.
Still a good still a good day for both teams. Korea won the gold in singles and in trios, and Singapore won the silver in singles and trios. So it's still a great day.
And both countries also picked up a bronze in the singles as well.
Wow.
So medal table is
full,
favoring Asia at this point. The U.S. and England trios teams share the bronze medal in this event. Looks like Singapore is going to be right around 600 in this match. Not enough. As Korea bowls the best score of the day. .237 in the leadoff spot for Sun Hai-rin.
Oh, no.
And Shayna tosses it in the gutter for .221. Sherry Tan had a 180. Her teammates
Giving her a hard
laughing.
time.
Yeah, giving her a hard time. I think that's pretty funny. She puts the goose egg up in the fill ball. Don't worry, Shannon, you'll be able to relive that memory forever on Bowl TV.
We'll have Lucas email you the link.
That's right. Kim Jin-sun, final shot, can get to 203 with a strike. Korea's going to shoot almost 700
Yeah.
here. You got leadoff bowler shooting 237, and then your anchor bowler can shoot 277. It's not
Kinda
too hard to
makes
get
you
700.
Wonder what would have happened had U.S. been able to pull out the win over Korea, how this match would have been different. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, right, Lucas?
Yep.
It's the evil part of sports.
Well, there it goes.
Yep.
Korea was just one pin better today over the U.S.
Yep.
And they go on to cruise to the gold medal here. They're going to be just shy of 700. Be in the 690s if Bake makes the spare. Looked like a ball change there for New, trying something different. And one more shot to go for each team. The Koreans beginning to smile and waiting to celebrate a little bit here. It's going to be 594 for Singapore with the spare. And now the final victory lap here for Korea. Final shot of our trios event, and the gold medal goes to Korea. Sun Hai-rin, Kim Jin-sun, and Baek Sung-ja win the gold medal with a 695-594 victory over Singapore.
World Trios champions, Korea, Baek Sung-ja.
Great final shot for Korea as they take the win here in Abu Dhabi. Appreciate everybody joining us throughout the day today for our medal rounds, and we will be back on the air tomorrow for the doubles event, doubles qualifying, doubles medal round tomorrow, right here live on Bowl TV. That's going to wrap it up for now. I'm Lucas Wiseman for Shannon O'Keefe. Shannon, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Joining us. And,
I enjoyed it.
We hope to see you on the lanes tomorrow in the medal round.
Hope so.
All right.
See you then.
Have a good day, everybody, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for the doubles.
We will start in due time, not far from this point.